Oh, plans for Melisandre 2 and Davos 2 in the fanfic. Um, so Melisandre, in Melisandre 2, we are going to be continuing on the idea that the Weeper is heading down the wall. And we have to deal with a number of other issues like um, Justin Massey making it to the wall, um, and other. So it's main the main plot is Melisandre preparing soldiers and everything for the Weeper coming. But then the big thing is this other element is Justin Massey showing up, and how things might lead to a Shireen situation there. Why, hello, hello.
Stop spoiling the fanfic.
I know, but he asked. I'm not spoiling it, but Davos also is at the wall, hearing about the same attacks from the Weeper. He has more to deal with because I think you've got the giants with the mammoths coming around the wall. You've got a lot of people that we've forgotten about that are at Eastwatch. Gren and Pip, perhaps Allard Deem, perhaps a lot of the assassins that Cersei sends that never showed up. The end world zealots from A Clash of Kings. There's a lot of characters with Davos that are left over at Eastwatch that need to be reconciled. But yeah, that's the plan is essentially the Weeper's attack, the Weeper coming down the wall, and how people are preparing for that. Yeah.
Your Mel chapter came out of nowhere, and it's like legitimately one of my favorites. I was
Nice.
telling you about this before, but someone was asking me like my favorite chapters. It's all northern stuff, man. I'm so interested. Take a poll take a poll like right now. I don't know if you can do that on Ecamm. You can do it normally. Like what's like your best chat is like the north stuff is just the
I mean, I
best.
can I can ask. I can do the poll on YouTube and
Mm-hmm.
come back a week later. Like, which is your favorite chapter?
So
Um,
well, it's such a shame too because and you know this like people will give you shit every now and then in the fandom because oh he's gonna add all his like ideas and stuff. Some of the ideas that you and the editors came up with is great, like the Davos chapter. I wish most of the people in the fandom could read the Davos chapter. First off, again, we're friends, obviously I'm gonna fucking praise it, but
yeah,
even if
yeah.
we weren't, like even if someone who dislikes you, they have to admit like the Davos chapter is very well done. The
Oh,
Asha
yeah.
chapter is very well done. You did more in the Davos chapter than George did it in all of the Davos chapters in the last book.
Well, that's true. Well, Davos doesn't do anything. It's hard. It's hard to. It's pretty easy to do more than nothing. Yeah, I think someone
Ooh,
even
that's
said that like
cool.
Nerdrotic like heard the Harrower, the Aeron 2 chapter, and was like, oh, that's pretty good. I mean, I hate Preston, but that was pretty good. I was like,
Did he actually really?
I think somebody said that like he'd listened to it and was like, that was really good. Even though he hates me. Yeah.
He hates
So
you. He hates you. How dare Preston wants prosperity for all, healthcare, and all this?
I
Like, how
know, I
dare he? I
know.
hate.
How dare he? How dare he?
No,
Yeah.
the Devils chapter is great. Your Mel chapter was pretty good. I was on the fence with your Mel chapter because you were gonna kill off so many fucking characters, but
Mm,
it worked out. Like Mel comes into her own.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just gotta. People are like, "How dare you? How dare you kill?" I didn't. The thing of it, like I didn't even do it
People like
on
Tormund, man.
screen. It was off screen. I killed off all these people off screen. There's a lot of people. All these people that got introduced. Like John spends a whole chapter being like, and next came in like, Harl, like Harl the handsome and Harl the hunter, dead, dead,
I
dead,
love you,
dead,
man,
dead.
but you Dave and Dan it because that's what Dave and Dan did with the Blackfish.
That's true. It's true. It's true. Blackfish killed off screen.
Bring him to me. I can't, sir. He died in the fighting. Off screen? Are you insane? In Game of Thrones, bro?
I know.
Stop.
I know.
But real quick, sorry to this person who is next in line, but can we talk about what your plan is with Masande? Because that is that
Mm.
came out of nowhere, and people in my server were like, "What the fuck is he doing with Missandei? She's a faceless. Like, what's
Yeah,
going on with
yeah,
this?"
yeah.
You've discussed this before last year, but you
Mm.
didn't touch on it.
Yeah, so generally my plan with Musande is so Quentin is acquiring like now this whole interesting group of characters that are going to be in his chapters going forward.
Mm.
You know, in the last chapter we had him with Strong Belwas and Missandei and the leftover squires that Barristan didn't bring into battle. Um, and so like who essentially like who's left, you know? And so they deal with Quentin. So in the next chapter, like Quentin is going to decide that he now that he kind of has loose control over a dragon, um, we're going to have him try to take the demon road to Volantis because he can't get on ships. It's too dangerous. So he's going to try to get out by by going on the demon road. And the idea is that it's going to be called the Ratcatcher chapter, and the idea is that all of these people are following him, and so he's kind of leading them like the Pied Piper, which is a rat catcher. He's kind of leading them like the Pied Piper. Not that he wants to, but they're all following him. All of these people, all of these refugees, are following him along the demon road. Logistically, I don't know. I have to figure out how they're getting food, which is one of the things that's like kind of been in my head. Like, how are they eating? Not that George ever fucking worries about that. He doesn't. But like, I'm always like, how are they eating? How are they getting food? And so the idea is that he is going to be traveling the demon road with all of these other people, being followed by one of the dragons. And so this is, so I guess the demon road doesn't really even begin until maybe maybe they can fish or something as they go along the coast. And then when they get to the demon road and try to make it to Mantares, and so the idea is that Strong Belwas and Missandei are going to be with him. And Missandei, there's been a lot of hints that there's something up with her. So I think it's just interesting to make her like, let's lean into it and make her a faceless man. And then if she were a faceless man, like what was her whole deal? Like, why was she hanging out with Danny? And well, why is anyone interested in Danny except for Dario? Dario is the only one who has true intentions with Danny. They all want her dragons, they all want her fucking dragons. So like, now that the dragon is going with Quentin, it makes sense that Missandei would want to follow Quentin, and that she's going to try to get close to him. And so the idea is that she was going to try to seduce this like young boy who doesn't have any experience with women, and that this is part of the story. Now, of course, the big thing that creeps everybody out is like, isn't Missandei like 10 or 11? And the answer is like, well, no, like we've established that like faceless men are like 44 or whatever. And like, isn't it still creepy? Of course it's creepy. That's George R. R. Martin. Did you read the Mercy chapter? Like, of course you're supposed to feel uncomfortable. That's the whole point. That things are weird and creepy and uncomfortable. But the idea is that she's a faceless man, and that that she's going to be, yeah.
Someone in the stream chat was like, Preston, please, this is such a bad idea. Hey, look, I'm willing to see where you go with this.
This is what they say about all my ideas, and then when they're put to page, everybody's like, "Oh, never mind." That was fine. That was like I say, like take the Mel chapter. People beforehand were like, "Oh, this idea of like Mel leading all of these people at the wall, like this is a horrible idea." And then chapter comes out, it's fine, it's great. It's great.
Uh, I'll be honest with you. I'm a little disappointed because you and me and Trey, we had 2 years ago in a stream. You and I were
Hmm.
the three of us were talking about like how crazy after John is stabbed would have been, like the chaos,
Oh
like
yeah.
the mutineers setting fire to the longhouse and all this stuff, and like who's the first person to go down is Satin, and then like we drew the map. Well, shout out to Mr. Kenny who drew the map of Castle Black and where everything is, yada yada yada. Um, yeah, like that sounded very exciting, and then the fact that you skipped through that, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed by that.
gotta move on. Gotta move
You got to kill people. Yeah, I know. And what's funny about you and George R. R. Martin is that according to that THR article, he planned on killing Sansa, but you
Yeah,
plan on having
yeah,
her at
yeah.
the very end chapter of Dan of
I mean,
Dream.
Whispering Wood is off page. I mean, a lot of like big, eventful, great things are off page.
Yeah, of course.
So um,